Behind me right here is Caramel Formation Jurassic Age shale with fossils. We're gonna be doing some fossil hunting today, splitting some of this material. We are out in Cedar Canyon, just outside of Cedar City, Utah, and well, the view is incredible. Sunrise out here is incredible. So it is, we're approaching the end of July, and this is that material, little ocean creatures in it. A lot of, I think so far what we've seen is like mussels, little bivalves. So I think the technique here is just to, well, kind of do what Sarah's doing here, which is splitting. Yeah?
Yeah.
Splitting. I love a good road cut.
That one is two sides. Oh, it had that little brown mark on it. You can see it on both sides. I don't know. That's
yeah. Well, we're gonna do some more splitting up and down here and see what we can come up with.
It's got one on the shell.
Yeah, so that kind of looks like a little like bivalve mussel.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll definitely take these. One of the goals of coming out here is, you know, we've gone to fossil localities throughout the West. However, we've never been super big into fossils in as far as we can easily identify them. So part of this is coming out, doing some collecting, and then some identification work. We'll figure out what these things are. We got some books. It should be good. It should be a good educational experience for us. And well, it's fun to do some collecting. It's certainly easier when you are in the Eocene, Miocene collecting leaves, which that's a lot of what we have done in the past. And it's more modern, I guess, as opposed to your crinoids and your mussels and things of that nature. Yeah?
Leaves are a little more distinct, I think, than a little shell.
Yeah, especially when you're, you know, let's say like 35 million years old and not like 160. So at least for us with our experience, if you're watching this, you have a lot of fossil experience, well, you know, maybe you're looking at us and yelling at the screen. But we're going to come up with some answers here. I like those two that you found.
Yeah, there's a lot like that one's got little shells in them.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see.
Nothing super different, really. That one.
Yeah, you can kind of see the little bulbous shells on that. How about this will be our little our rock for things that we found. As far as a road cut goes, you can't get much larger and safer of an area to pull over at. That's nice. We've definitely gone to our fair share of sketchy, not super safe road cuts, but this thing is massive. There's probably like, I don't know, 50 feet or so between me and the road. However, I don't believe this is the place to go after a rain or early in the spring as things start to melt, because all of this rock here was once up there. So Sarah's down there cracking rock. I'm just kind of over here looking at all this loose stuff that has naturally fractured. And like there's one right there. I might take it because it's on a nice thin piece. but I think even like a little surface picking of this like really loose, broken stuff can prove good, and might be able to find some nice little pieces in here. There's plenty of cracked, naturally fractured material for sure. In addition to all of this shale here, that white up there is gypsum, and what is up must come down, and there's some gypsum here as well. Maybe you want to make some drywall. The angle of the light's not too favorable here, and I can't move this, but right here in that vug, or little cavity, I guess technically wouldn't be a vug, that little cavity there, you can see some gypsum, which most likely, if you were to break that out, take it back, it'd be selenite crystals in there, because right down there, right around the way, is a gypsum mine, and then right around the other side of that tree, right in the middle of your screen, is some selenite, and we'll go check that out once we find some more fossils. And it is seems easier to just grab stuff from this this naturally fractured, flip little pieces and find them. They seem like they're in great condition versus trying to split the rock. This piece of gypsum right here. That's kind of a nice little piece. Very crumbly. You can see it coming off on my my fingers though. See a little piece right here that looks good to me because it's that shale with a little pocket, some gypsum crystals in there, or selenite crystals. I'll take that. Well, that'll look good under the microscope. That's like gypsum or selenite crystal.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
they
a
look
keeper.
Very sharp.
Yeah, they look pretty good and fresh, but you're not, haven't been exposed much at all. What are you finding?
It's almost like it's like a little.
Oh, that's like the hinge.
Yeah, the hinge. I feel like there's a couple more of those over here.
Nice. I haven't seen any like that, where you're normally seeing them like orientated, so you see the one side or the other side.
Yeah.
That's all the fossil bearing material right there. And back here, we're gonna go check out some selenite. There's a big piece of gypsum up there, and this piece came down, which is interesting, but it's not like that almost optically clear, transparent, thin books of selenite. There's some up there though. You gotta keep walking. The gypsum's neat though. Here's a nice piece of it. You can kind of see those thin stacked sheets. Oh yeah, it's a good example. Like, there's not much that you can do with this stuff other than like collect a piece or two and look at it and be like, that's neat. It's more like if you are a collector of one of everything, then, well, this applies. This is your one of everything. Also, you know, people will often be like, oh, clicking a Roadcut, like, yeah, sometimes there's garbage. Sometimes there's a lot of garbage and it's quite gross. But like, look at the view back here. Like, that's awesome, right? We need to go explore on the other side of the river at some point.
That one.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at that. That's pretty good. Hey, so the past couple of videos we made without Leica, our dog, people got questions as to where she was.
She's taking a nap. not very exciting for a dog to go that far from the car and then sit in one spot.
Yeah, she's also very much so a winter dog.
Yeah, it's also hot.
She's not a summertime hot weather desert dog.
Yeah.
To say the least, she's fine. She just overheats. So she stays home for some of it now, at least in July. It does seem like you just have to have a little bit of an eye for them, and they're just sitting out, like those little guys right there. There's a praying mantis here that absolutely blended in.
Oh.
Come here, look at this little guy. I thought that was a stick, and I guess that's that's
Is
the
it?
No, that's a praying mantis.
No, I know it's not a praying mantis.
What
Are
is
you
it?
sure? Is it like stick bug, walking stick?
Maybe it's not a praying mantis.
Yeah, I don't think that's a praying mantis.
I'm sure somebody on the internet here will tell me what that is.
Maybe.
Yeah, what is that thing?
Yeah, it's like a walking stick. Stick bug.
I've never seen that before, but like it blends into all this stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a piece of grass.
It does look like a piece of grass.
It's getting hot.
I agree. It's kind of like you could just trip over them here. That one, all those. This rock is just full of them. I don't know if you saw this, but
Huh. Yeah.
this is everything that we have found. Not this big rock down here at the bottom. We're just kind of using that as a marking point. But we're going to get this all loaded up and see if there's anything else we want here. But I think otherwise, we got a nice assortment to check out back at the house. Let's see, you're in focus, I'm not in focus. That's the way it is. What do you think? It's pretty good for a quick little road cut.
Yeah, I feel like you could come here about 5 minutes and get some pretty good stuff, and you're good.
Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. I might recommend the evening because this area is going to be in the shade and you're not going to be getting pummeled,
It's really
pummeled to
hot.
death by the sun. So let's go clean up some fossils, check them out.
Yeah.
We are back from the road cut. We've done a little bit of investigating of things. I kind of mostly did some investigating of the gypsum and the selenite. So this rock right here is gypsum crystals, which, you know, so there's a number of different slight varieties of gypsum, selenite being one of them. And when we look at this under the digital microscope, you can clearly see the little crystal structure here, and it's kind of a neat piece, especially for enjoying a micro. And
I feel like we'll be seeing more gypsum and selenite at some point.
yeah, so there's definitely within Iron County a number of different gypsum varieties can be found. Here's a nice clear piece of selenite, and we can kind of see, we'll put this over this thing and you can see how transparent it is, which is kind of cool. But, and this, I would say, like pieces like this where it's kind of like a flake and it's nice stacked books to it is quite common, you know, like this stuff is just, it's out here. It's out here and around. So it's not impossible just to even stumble across some gypsum and selenite looking at different like sandstone formations.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see more at some time.
We also got fossils. That was kind of the primary. The gypsum and selenite was secondary. These. Okay, so there's a couple that I thought were in particularly cool. I liked that one, and I'm gonna put a picture here on the screen of what these guys look like. You know, it's basically two shell halves, and they go like that. That's kind of like the concept here. And you're looking at the little connector right there on that.
The hinge.
The hinge. So I thought that one was kind of cool because most of them looked more like that, where it's just one, you're seeing one side. Now the other side could be under here if you wanted to prop it, maybe. That's a possibility. I liked this one because it's both halves. Like it's like butterflied open. So I thought that one was good. And then you can have kind of that one, and that one's kind of like the, I guess really the two.
Really it was this type of thing, extremely abundant. So you're just looking for something a little bit more special. Those are a little bit more special.
Bivalves? Bivalvia?
Yes.
Bivalvia?
That was one of the words, yes.
You know, if it wasn't abundantly clear, even though we've gone to a bunch of different fossil localities, I am a mineral guy and less so a fossil guy. So, you know, not fully up on all of the lingo of these guys here. We did find one crinoid. We found one crinoid, that little tiny dot right there, that one little crinoid. And we can look at that under the digital microscope for a little bit more of a magnified view of it. And I'm pretty confident in saying that is a crinoid stone.
If we went back, I'd look only for this color rock. It does look definitely different from
totally like
else.
the kind of like the browns.
Yeah, the red.
It's like a kind of like a there's more iron in that.
Yeah, so I mean maybe it came from higher up in the hill above us, or a seam or something.
But we only found the one.
Right. That's
once I found that, I was looking.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking. So I would go back, and then this one was a little different that we got. It just got more little guys in there. I thought it looked a little almost potentially agatized.
There are some that are kind of clear.
Yeah, it's
so
clear.
some kind of mineral replacement.
Yeah, that really wasn't. And that's like the only piece that we found.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing like some hardness testing to see what the replacement was, but with only the one, I don't really want to like dig into it with some mineral hardness picks to see what's what.
There's a lot of samples in there.
Yeah, I could pick one. Maybe I could find something on the backside and do that.
And this was our sample of things that you typically find of the bivalve fossils, which it is full of little shell fossil bits, but it's not quite as nice as the nice round things we found today.
So this is incredibly abundant in, I guess, can we say Iron County? I'm not exactly sure where this is in Iron County, but you can find this all over the place. Landscaping rocks will have this, or the whole landscaping rock will be it.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like 80% fossil and like 20% sandstone.
It looks like mostly fossil.
Like it's mostly like these like smushed, like bivalved.
It's a little less.
It's not as good as those.
Not as nice to look at.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a bunch of dead things crushed together. So, but that is here, and if you walk creeks and stuff, it'll just be like, oh, look, you're actually standing on a giant boulder of it, and you didn't even realize.
Yep.
I think overall that is a good road cut. It's very safe. You know, obviously all road cuts have some inherent risks because of falling rock, but outside of that, if you're not going there during a freeze-thaw cycle time period, pretty safe.
It's pretty removed from the road.
Yeah, that's at least like 50, 60 feet from the road.
You.
Although it does sound loud on the video.
Yeah, the cars are loud.
Everybody with their diesel trucks. Yeah. I understand the diesel truck need, but from the audio recording need, they are less than ideal.
Yes. This one. That in there is something, I think.
I'm pretty sure it is a thing.
It's not a bivalve, probably, but I think we're missing a part of it here that would give us a little clue to what it is. So there's more out there if we wanted to spend hours and hours.
Well, I'm happy with it. Highway 14, if you're driving by, you should stop in there. Keep going and head up to Cedar Break. Cedar Break is also amazing, and there's agates up there. Go check out on my website my Utah Rockhounding map of all the verified places that we've gone out here. There's a lot of good stuff up there for you to go check out. Also, Patreon. Thank you to everybody on Patreon who support this project. These types of videos would not exist if it was not for you. And everybody else, hey, just go check out the website and click around on there. There's neat stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks.